excited to see all the grotesque pictures.
これはもうストレートに怖いです。
Hello everyone, it's Alex on the block and welcome to a new video. So there's actually like a thunderstorm as of right now. So I do have to be quite quick because I feel like there's going to be rain later on. But anyway, so welcome to a new video and today I'll be talking about all the books that I want to read for the month of October. So October is actually one of my favorite reading months just because like you can read all the spooky books, and I do know that you can read horror books in other months, but in October it's just like a whole occasion and you can watch spooky movies and then you can read horror books and it's just such a fun time. Last year in October I was able to read a lot of really great horror books, and I do want to find this year's highlight as well, just because when I think of all the books that I read in October, I just remember all the fun times I had and all the vibes, all the spooky vibes. So yeah, I only have 6 books in this list, but obviously I would be picking up other books that I discover, or I might not read some of these books, like I'm not that strict, but these are the ones that I really want to read as of this moment. So the first book is The Diviners, and I actually started this last year I believe, and I read it on audiobook, and I do think that I had read a fair amount of it, but I do want to start it over again. So this book is set in 1920s New York, I believe, and the main protagonist is, I think, clairvoyant, but like she has occult or like spiritual powers, I believe. And then she moves to New York and there's like these murders, and she realized that she can use her abilities to help solve these murders. And honestly, I don't really remember a lot about it from the last time that I read it, but I do remember the vibes, and the vibes were immaculate. It just feels like you're really in the 1920s, and yeah, it's just very occult vibes, jazz vibes, stuff like that. And then the next 2 books are actually mangas, horror mangas, and they're the work of my favorite horror manga writer, Junji Ito. I mean, not that I read a lot of horror mangas, but Junji Ito's works are just so amazing. They make me cringe a lot because it's a lot of body horror and just grotesque pictures, but they're just amazing. Like, where does he even get these ideas? And as a person, he's also so freaking funny, just because he writes all these disgusting pieces, like grotesque pieces, and he's like a sweetheart. I don't know, it's just fun to me. So in October, I want to read Smashed, which is a collection of short stories, I believe. And all I know is the main story revolves around this forbidden nectar, and if you eat the nectar, you will get smashed. I don't know what that means, but I am excited to see all the grotesque pictures.
これはもうストレートに怖いです。
What does that say about me? And then in Smashed, there's also like a haunted house that leads you to real hell, I believe. And yes, I just love haunted houses. That's actually like my favorite type of horror, haunted houses or like ghosts. So yes. And then another book by Junji Ito that I would love to read is Lovesickness. And yes, I wanted to read some romance this month also. I don't know if Lovesickness counts as romance, but it has the word love in it. So maybe we can count it as romance. I don't know. All I know about this book is that there's this main character who goes back to his hometown, and in his hometown there are these girls who die, I believe, once they encounter this handsome young man. They die, or either like they become obsessed with him, kind of like Tommy, I think. Oh no, they kill themselves. That's what it says. Yes. So far I've read 3 books of Junji Ito: Uzumaki, Tommy, and Gyo, and honestly my favorite is Uzumaki just because that was the most horrific of them all for me. So I'm very excited to find, like, maybe I'll have a new short story favorite of his. So yes. And then I did want to read a book that has dark academia vibes as well. And then I saw this book named The Devil Makes Three. I haven't heard a lot about it, but I did read the plot in Goodreads, and I'm curious to read it. So essentially the main character is like a librarian in her boarding school library, or like not a librarian. I think she's just working there for the summer, and then in this library there are boys who are like disturbing her. She just wants her peace, but they come to the library and they disturb her, and then she makes a deal with one of them, but then this deal turns out bad, obviously, and then they unleash a book-bound demon, and this demon probably wants to kill them. That's all I know. And yes, there's just like so much amazingness in that synopsis, like boarding school, library, book-bound demon. Yes. So I really do want to read it. And then, as I said, my favorite type of horror is like a haunted house, kind of like gothic vibes horror. So I did want to find a book that is like that, just because obviously the other books are different vibes, you know. It's just a different vibe. So I found this book, Lake's Edge. Again, a book that I haven't really heard anyone talking about, and I believe it's the first book of a series, and it's about this haunted lake in an estate, and that's all I needed to know. And in this lake there's like a monster, so the main character moves into the estate where the cursed lake is, like the haunted lake is, and she probably will be investigating the mystery of this haunted lake. I don't know, I'm just very excited to read about it. Oh, and also in this book, like, the family who lives in the estate, they were drowned. Like, the parents were drowned by the child. So then this guy is also in the estate still, I believe. So that's a good addition to the plot as well, I think. And then the last book on this list is Sorcery of Thorns, because recently I finished rereading An Enchantment of Ravens, which on my first read I didn't really love it. Like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I did this time around. So I just wanted to look at the author's other works, and Sorcery of Thorns is one of their prominent works, I believe. I don't know how many books they have, but yes, Sorcery of Thorns. And this is also kind of like The Devil Makes Three. It has dark academia vibes, magical grimoire, and I guess a book-bound demon as well. And then I believe the main character is tasked to like find this demon that has escaped the library. So yes, that's all I know about that book. I just really enjoyed the writing of this author in An Enchantment of Ravens, and I'm curious to see how she would go upon this story. I did see a lot of people say that it's basically the same as An Enchantment of Ravens, but I don't know how that would be achieved because it's different plots. But we'll see. If I don't like the plot of this, then at least I can enjoy the beautiful writing that this author can offer. So those are all the books that I want to read in October. I am very excited. I really do love October. Like, yes. Let me know all the spooky books that you want to read, or like not spooky books that you want to read this month. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below, look at my socials for more content from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!